Crabman here from Crabman Gaming, and today we'll be going through my recent game pickups. I have 17 games to go through from yesterday's purchases and 4 that I picked up last week. I'll be going through each game and how much each game cost as well. So to kick things off, I found WWE 2K18 yesterday, and this was $19 brand new, as you can see, still in the case here. If you've looked on my channel, I've been playing through lots of the SmackDown games, right the way through from SmackDown 1 through to WWE 2K19, which some of the later stuff isn't up quite yet. This was one I didn't have in my collection. I just need to get 2011 and 2015 as well to complete the SmackDown collection. Let's ignore 2K20 though. So moving on, because I don't want this video to go forever, I had a little tour of my game stores that are about half an hour from my house. I go out about twice a year to have a look. This is a game I had as a kid on the Nintendo 64, FIFA 98, sometimes called Road to World Cup as well. I really like this game because you can play the 5-a-side, which I think they finally brought back in FIFA 20, so it took 22 years to have it not included as a little side game, but this was $8, so I thought a pretty good pickup for the 64. Case is in pretty good condition, apart from a little mark here. On to the third game. Here's another interesting game for the Sega Master System called Teddy Boy. And I really like this case because this is in really excellent condition for a case that is over 30 years old. I'm not quite sure why the printout doesn't go all the way to the edge. I'll have to check some of my other Master System games to see if it's the same, but looks really awesome. And Teddy Boy was $9, so sadly no instruction manual, but the cart is in here. Looks pretty good. So a good one to add to the collection. Don't have a huge Master System collection. Let me see, it's the 6th boxed game I have. And moving on to some Game Boy games, I might show these together. Now, if you've watched the channel, there is lots of wrestling on there. I'm a big wrestling fan. So I found these 2 for GameCube. Now, GameCubes here are the games are a little bit expensive. So we've got WrestleMania X8 or 18 with the booklet, so that's pretty cool. And the disc, I always found it really cool. These GameCube discs were so small but still managed to hold the whole games. An interesting choice for the small disc. But we've got WrestleMania 18 here with Rock, Rob Van Dam and Hogan on the cover. This was $10, which was a pretty good price. The next one I haven't found around too often, which is a bit of an underrated gem in the wrestling scene, which is Day of Reckoning. So this one was a little bit more, but you can see there's Cena on the back cover, some legends, Andre on there as well. And we've got the booklet, which is pretty good, and the disc. And I don't know whoever used to keep the little memory cards in here. But I found Day of Reckoning as well. Now this was $20, so pretty much one of the more expensive games on my list of 21 games today. But there's another 2 wrestling games to add to the collection on GameCube. Now there are a couple of really quick games. I really like getting sports games as well, mainly because they're really cheap. So if you're looking to collect games, old sports games can be very, very cheap indeed. So here's FIFA World Cup 2010 South Africa. It's got the books, got the disc, just a little cheapie, $2. And probably my bargain of the day, which I'd like to have a little play around with, DJ Hero 2, when you had the decks. Bit of a shame it kind of killed the Hero series, really. But here's the book and the disc, and this game was a whopping 20 cents, so I couldn't really pass off adding it to my collection. I am a sucker for anything cheap. I like good games as well, but if a game is cheap, I'm going to add it to the collection. Moving on to the PlayStation 2. Now's a really good time to collect for the PlayStation 2 because the games are really, really cheap. So if you're thinking of collecting them, you can pick up old PlayStation 2s because they've sold over 100 million consoles. You can pick them up cheap. Another sport I really like and I'm really into is cricket. So this was another one of my childhood games I managed to find. This was $2.80, so really breaking the bank. It's got the booklet. What's interesting about this is one of the early PS2 games. It actually has a blue disc. So you can see here, a few of the early games came with blue discs if they didn't require, I believe they didn't require too much of the kind of DVD feature or a lot of video, but I might be wrong. It's a blue disc game, so I used to love playing that one. Next game on the list, I haven't actually played this game before, but I'm looking forward to playing it. Bit of a shame it's covered in some of these hard to remove stickers. I removed a lot of the stickers from the game store where I bought these from. Well, I went to a lot of stores, so I spent a lot of time, but some of these older stickers are really difficult to remove, so not a great quality case. However, we've got the book, which is pretty cool. We've got the disc, which looks to be in pretty good condition, and I don't expect this game to be of huge quality, but might be fun to play for half an hour or so. So I picked this up, $7 for this game, just getting on the pricier side. Now, another of my childhood favourite things was to read Garfield. Loved the Garfield books, so they were really, really cool. So I found this game, Garfield Lasagna World Tour, and I thought, it's $4, let's pick it up. I hadn't actually seen this game before. It's got a very small book. So silver disc, like most of the non-first year PS2 games. I thought, hey, it's cool to add to the collection. We'll have a look and see what that game is like. So Garfield, like I said, was $4. I found another of my childhood games while I was out and about, and this was MTV Music Generator 2. And the reason probably one of the hooks of why I bought this game as a kid was you got to see the full video of Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz. That's on the sticker here. So if you're watching today, you're on YouTube, it's so easy just to go Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood, and watch the video. Watching music videos back in the day was really, really difficult. You could buy the DVDs, but they were very expensive. And really then you might buy a DVD for 1 or 2 songs. So to have a game where you could make your own music was awesome. I believe this is is this a blue disc? Yeah, this is a blue disc as well. Where you could make your own music. I made some funky jams back in the day and probably watched Gorillaz or Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz probably a few dozen times. And Music Generator 2 was $3.50, so quite a cheap game. Just a game that caught my eye. I like kind of any racing games, even though I don't think this is really a racing game. Pimp My Ride from the MTV show back in the mid-2000s. It's got a pretty good quality book here. The disc is looking pretty nice. I put this in for about 5 minutes yesterday, the intro video. Is it Exhibit who runs it? It was pretty cool. Yep, Exhibit. Pretty cool intro video, and probably worth a bit of a play for $4. So back in the day, a lot of these games, not really worth it if you're buying them for $40, $50, $60, $100, but for a couple of dollars, great fun. Now, I'm actually going to put these two next games together, which are Newcastle, well, it's basically club football. And I believe there were about 21 or 25 versions of club football for 2005 and I think 03, 04 and maybe 05, 06 as well. So it was lots of different clubs had their own version. So if you went into the game, it would be history of Newcastle or the history of Real Madrid. So it was virtually the same game, and then scenarios that linked to your clubs. So this one doesn't have a book, but you get the nice Newcastle themed disc and case. So if you're a fan of Newcastle, this was the game for you. I think they had Man United, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Leeds until they got relegated. Lots of different clubs for you to play as. So I thought that's pretty cool. That's a pretty unique game to get. So I believe this one was $2, and the Real Madrid one, which comes with a nice thick booklet. What's behind here? Sometimes the best thing about getting old games is just seeing weird things that people have stuffed in the cases. Oh, a bit of a Codemasters showcase, Colin Mcrae Rally, 2004. Here's club football. Oh, so here you go. I'm going to show you this. So here are some of the other club football ones you could have. Man United, Celtic, what looks like here. Chelsea, Arsenal, Leeds, Villa. It's Rangers over there, Liverpool, Juventus, Inter Milan. I can't quite see what that one is in the middle. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, just so many clubs. Ajax there. So lots of different things. IndyCar series, don't remember that series. Tocker, got a few of the Prisoner of War, I don't remember that game. Might have to track that down. And some snooker. So sometimes it's just cool seeing what's inside some of these cases. That's almost worth the price of admission. So almost worth the $2 in that case. Sometimes they have a receipt of the original buyer. Another soccer game or football game. Uefa Champions League 06-07. So again, I like in the mid-2000s, there were a lot of, and in the PS1 era and PS2 era, a lot of different soccer games. Now you really have FIFA and Pro Evo, or eFootball as it's called now. But back in the day, you had like Ronaldo football, this UEFA, the club football, lots of different soccer games trying to break into the market. So this game was $1 whole. Another wrestling game to my series. Now, I got a little bit confused because I forgot 2008 was also out on the PS3, and I have this on the PS3, but I picked this up on the PS2 as well. It was the first year they cross over between the two. Sadly, this case has seen better days, and the disc was really, really scratched. So if I show you the disc, I don't know how well you can see it on here, but it's really, really scratched, but it played absolutely fine. So because it was in such poor condition, the guy gave it to me for $1.50. So I thought, hey, at least I can try the disc. And if not, it was only $1.50. So those were the 17 games I bought yesterday. I've got 4 final games that I picked up last week. So onto soccer again. We've got PES 2015 on the PS4. Bit of a shame about the cover up here. However, I'm trying to upload the intro videos and then eventually a penalty shootout and a game from every PES. So I've already done PES 1 to 6 on the PS2, and then PES 2009, 10, 11, and 12. Got intro videos up on there. There's a playlist on my channel if you'd like to have a look. So I got PES here as well. Ready. That was my receipt in there. I just like to put receipts inside the case sometimes so I don't lose them. And PES was $8, I believe, last week. Another game I got here for the PS2, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Try and find anything with a bit of name value as well. So if there's an old film game, which usually they're not that good, but like a Harry Potter or like an Iron Man, or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I have. Lord of the Rings. If there's a Lord of the Rings game, I'll try and buy it. It says Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix from the 5th book. 2 games to go. I found another wrestling game which was really cool, which was WWE Raw 2 on the Xbox. I really liked being able to put your own music. I had this as a kid as well. Putting your own music on the Xbox hard drive and then having your wrestler come out, or your creator wrestler come out to whatever theme tune they wanted was really cool. If a wrestler changed their music, you could change it. That was cool as well. Bit of a shame about all the stickers. I'm not going to attempt to get all those off. This was $4. Harry Potter was $3, by the way, if I forgot to mention. So Harry Potter 3, Raw 2, 4. What I found really funny about this is I haven't swapped this in any way. However, we open this up. We've got the Raw 2 disc, but we've got the Raw 1 book. So when I opened it up, I thought, gee, what's Triple H doing in his really old attire? And it was from Raw 1, but that's still old attire from, even for Raw 1, because Raw 1 was released in 2001, and this is kind of Triple H's attire from 98, 99. So another cool wrestling game if you haven't played it before. Doesn't really stand this test of time, but for $4, fun to play. And then my final game of the week, I have a special challenge for you guys. Here it is. It's a PlayStation 1 game. It's quite a rare game. So my challenge is this. If you've got this far in the video, I'm not going to reveal the price of this game because here's a bit of a hint. It was a little bit expensive, but if 5 people comment down below and attempt to guess the price, Once 5 people have attempted to guess the price, I will reply and let you know what the price of this game was. My clue is it's more expensive than any other game on this list, and it is ECW Hardcore Revolution for the PlayStation 1. This game is basically just a reskinned Attitude or Warzone. I put a couple of videos up on my channel, not a hardcore, but a barbed wire match between Rob Van Dam here and Sabu, and an ECW version of a Royal Rumble, because it was just Attitude, so they had the Royal Rumble mode in there. This was the first ECW game of 2, and it wasn't really very well received. So if you've ever played Attitude or Warzone on the PS1, this game is basically exactly the same, but with the ECW characters and some pretty average music. So we've still got a pretty good book in here. That's pretty interesting. Let's take out my receipt, which might spoil the fun of how much it was. And here is the disc. So I don't think it sold... Hey, little Easter egg on my face. I don't think it sold heaps of copies, so it is a little bit rare. And it was a little bit expensive, but it was cool just to find in a shop. So I thought I had to buy it. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Have a look at some of my other videos. I'm playing through, at the moment, Just Bring It, story mode with all characters. So that's good fun. You can see Royal Rumbles from lots of SmackDown games. Heaps of other things on the channel. You guys have really enjoyed my PlayStation 4 collection and the Switch collection. So hopefully you've enjoyed the latest pickups. Have a wonderful day.